Okay, I'm back. I am gonna end up taking off all the springs. You got spring here, you got spring here, you got this little spacer, you got spring on here. This is your slack adjuster. You got this and this. On the 59 Fords, you got drum front and drum back. In other words, there's no disc brakes on it or any of that. So this is what I'm using for that. Is a pair of curled needle nose. It's a regular plain player pair of pliers, or if you have vice grips or something like that, those work. They got better grip, you can hold on to them a little bit more. So here we go. Got that one off. Got the other off. And you do have to have a little bit of force. Now this is on the 59 Ford, if I did not already mention that. Okay. And then you push in on these and twist it, and then they just come right off like that. But I like doing it. I like using the rotor. I put all my parts, which is your left spring, right spring, inside the rotor so I don't lose those. If you ever have one brake grabbing really hard, or like you're pulling to the left, pulling to the right, that's one brake grabbing harder than the rest. And I am going to have to order another brake kit, because on the other side over there, the driver's side, these two right here are just keeper spacers basically. Keep it from directly pushing against the brake. These are non-existent over there. I do not have them. They wasn't on there when I took the brakes off. But that are those right there. We'll just pop the spacer out. There you go. Like this right here. And anyways, I take it off with this bottom spring on, for the simple fact this spring right here is a really tight spring. It's real hard to bend or stretch. And as I suspected, this right here is what it is. It's a seized up tensioner. So I'm going to set the brakes in here like that right there. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to check all this, make sure I don't have no leaking gaskets or any of that. I'm going to go grab my cleaners over there and a little bit of brake clean all that down. I ain't getting worried too much about that, because I'm going to order some more of those. I'm just fixing them temporarily, where I do have brakes, better brakes than what I did. I mean, if you ain't got a vise or something to tighten this down, how I do it is I'll tap this down in there, and then I will do this right here with my pliers, channel locks, vice grips, whatever you have, and then I will just sit here like this, open them up where I could use it. Like that right there. Now grab a hold of those teeth and try to get this to bite. Might have to tap it down in the pipe wrench a little bit further. If you have a vise, it works better with the vise. You can just go in there and screw it on the vise, or a C-clamp or something like that. Something that's on a bench, it works a lot easier. But I don't have any access to any of that, so I do it this way. It works. It isn't the best solution, but it does work. And then you just try one way or another to grab this tooth right here and try to get it broke loose. Sometimes it works, sometimes it don't. What I'm going to do now, since I couldn't get it loose that way, I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. This is a froze up adjuster for drum brakes. I got some of this. This works pretty good. Coil oil works pretty good. The WD-40 penetrating oil works alright. But anything like that right there, I need to soak that down. How I do it, find this old piece of box somewhere or something like that. Lay it down on the box, and yeah, spray, move it around, spray, let it sit for a little bit. Try to get as much of that down in there. Then I use the box, and I will stab a hole in the box like that right there, as far as holding it up, you know, vertical. And then I'll spray some more of this on there like that, and I'll let it seep down in there. Because what it is the oil that they use, this little cylinder right here has a little bit of oil in it. It gets dried up, or they never really adjust them or any of that. I believe these are the original brakes to the truck. I don't think they've ever been changed. I could be wrong. I could be right, but I'm pretty sure they're original to it, according to the hardware and everything. But that set like that on the ground for a little bit and let it soak, and then I'm going to spray off this while I'm waiting for that. I just got parts cleaner, car cleaner, whatever. It works. You can use brake clean, it works a little bit better. You wipe it all off if you wanted to, but I don't. I just sit here and kind of spray it down pretty good like this. You know, let it. To get some of the gunk off of it. Now while I'm waiting for that to set for a little bit, which it evaporates, brakes get hot, but you won't have to worry about it catching fire or any of that. I ain't never had one do that, but I need just a get new. These are cylinders, brake cylinders, basically. That's what pushes out these two prongs. And you get those, and then you get a whole brake set for front and rear. If I remember right, the front and rear are the same. Don't quote me on that, I'm not sure. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I let that soak for a little bit. I'm going to try it again and break it loose. If it doesn't break loose, that means I will have to get another slack adjuster in the kit and all that. So again, right here is the slack adjuster. Like I said, I use these. You could use 2 pipe wrenches possibly if you get it to bite, but I think these work just fine because they got little deeper teeth. And then you could just go. See how it's spinning right there? It ain't biting. Just kind of tap it in just a little bit. And then grab these right here. Ouch. Okay, it ain't working that way. So I flipped it over, put it in the vice, or into the pipe wrench, the opposite direction. Got my pliers on it again. Oops. Hook it on, and then you try to get it to turn. It's basically backwards and forwards, backwards and forwards, and backwards and forwards until you get it loose. If you can't get it loose, then I'm going to have to just wait, but I'll still have to put it back on there at some point. So and getting a good enough bite, and I can't see what I'm doing because I ain't right directly into it, but here's that. I'm basically biting on it right here. I do not think that is gonna come loose one way or another. Might let it set a little bit and then try that. I do got a torch in there. I could heat it up a little bit and try that, but that kind of makes it a little bit fragile. But let's see. Well, I'm back. I'm going to take an attempt 2 and try to get it broke loose, but I'm going to do a little different. I misplaced my tripod, so I'm going to try to set you up here somewhere on a tire or something to see if you could do it that way. Attempt 2. Oh, you son. I'm getting it loose for attempt 2. It cut off on me, so I have to post 2 videos. But then I should try to find the tripod here again in a minute and set that up again, and then might be able to get better video. Yay! I got it broke loose. Now I just have to get a better angle of it, but now I just sat there and worked on it. Let it set a little bit longer than the PB Blaster, and you have to literally back it all the way out, which it works better if you have it vise. But Pipe Wrench works just as well. Now, again, this is on a 59 Ford. I got the back to do too, but the weather might be a little rainy, and we might get that one out in the next few days. So now I'm just gonna sit here and try to back this all out. If you could do it without or with very limited tools, you're pretty talented. I learned over years. I drove trucks for quite some time, and you asked a bunch of special tools to work on diesels. But if you can figure out a way to do it, there's always a way to fix it. It's just common sense and know-how, and that's what YouTube's for. It brings all that together. I'm still learning, man, so bear with me. And then what I like to do, since I got it loose, I don't know if you guys can see that. See how rusted that is? I'll bring it in, zoom it in when I can. Get it all the way out. That's why I believe these are the new. See how rusted that is? They've been seized for quite some time. And what I like to do, once I get it all apart, again, I did that with a pipe wrench and a pair of pliers. Okay, I like to get a little bit of this PB Blaster right here in my cardboard. The PB Blaster and the cardboard. got the cardboard down here, and I will spray the crud out of these threads with this PB Blaster because it's kind of a lubricant. It's a lubricant and a penetration deal. Then once you get the thread out, there's a bunch of threads in there. You can't really clean those out too well unless you have like a wire brusher, or you know, something real small like a toothbrush. Maybe you might be able to get in there and do that. But what I do is I'll get some of this PB Blaster, fill it up until it squirts out, let it sit there, and then I will grab these. I got a wire brush I'll go grab here in a minute, and see, it's soaking down in there. So if I get these, and I'll fill this up like this. I don't know if you can see all that rust pushing out, but all that rust and bad threads it's all coming out. I'll put it halfway down like that. You could put like a little bit of grease in it if you have grease, but I don't have any, so just found out this is the next easiest way to do it. You just pour some of that PB Blaster in there, and then you just keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. You can use gloves, these prefer gloves. Screw it all the way down in there, and it'll seep out. And you look, you'll see. And then you just take that off right there. And then if you look at the thread, it ain't gonna be perfect because I didn't take wire brush to it. But all that penetrating oil is absorbing into those threads. And then what I do is I'll set them down here. I'll grab my brake cleaner, spray that down just a little bit, and I'll slide it back in. And so I just sit here and work it backwards and forwards, until I get done. So I got like 4 little videos, so it ain't one whole video, but I got it broke loose on the other side. It was froze up. I will be right back.